Horns up.
Stand and deliver. Pay attention.
News from across the NFL and the Minnesota Vikings in association with VikeFans.com. With your hosts.
Like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
The Lockstar Al Hiram.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
And Jason the Beast Barrow.
They think he's a righteous dude.
That was awesome. Oh boy, is this great!
And welcome everybody to episode 5 of Horns Up, your only rock and roll and Viking-centric podcast for the NFL. It's me, your host, Lockstar Al Hiram, and my co-host, Jason
The Beast
Barham. All right.
Feeling beastly.
Right. We've just had our bye week, and we are looking back at the first quarter of the season for the Vikings, and more specifically, actually that's as specific as we're going to get, because, we had week 5 in the rest of the NFL. We got some news here. With the Vikings on the bye week, we still have 3 quarters of a season to go, and even though we did not have a Vikes game this week, we have 6 unbeaten teams going into week 5. 6. Can you believe that? Week 5, you have 6 teams who are 4-0 going into week 5, right? That's the most in NFL history.
Oh my God, 6?
All right. So 6 NFL teams are unbeaten going into week 5, in which the Vikings have a bye. So here's the thing. Okay, we had 6 teams go into week 5 at 4-0, which is the most in NFL history, right? We had Manning with a fail arm, somehow managing to be 4-0 going into week 5. The Panthers, who were on top of the worst division in football perhaps ever, going in 4-0. We had, and they were the losingest division in football last year. I mean, seriously, they were terrible. Cincinnati, with the resurrection of Andy Dalton, which, seriously, why do I keep not playing him in fantasy football? This is why I lose. I mean, it's been a crazy year so far. So, your take on the first quarter of the year, in general, in the NFL in general?
We'll talk about the Vikings a little bit first. General, the preseason let up, training camp let up. We're feeling pretty damn good about ourselves, and obviously we talked about the San Francisco game quite a bit. But after that, we started seeing the team that we thought we were going to get. Later part of the first quarter of the season actually looked pretty promising going forward. Even though we did lose the game at Denver, we were still in it to win it in the last 30 seconds of the game. But, it's a good first quarter of the season. We actually got some really good game matchups coming up in our next 5 to 6 games.
We do.
So I like where this team's heading right now. And actually another team that you just talked about, Carolina Panthers, in the worst division. Can we pretty much declare them winning that division already? I know it's already pretty early, but I don't see another team really making up a drastic move to challenge him. And the way Green Bay's looking already, they're 5-0. I don't see the Vikings winning this division. The Vikings are going to have to go after a wild card slot. And the chances are that Vikings could get the number 1 wild card, which would have them the 5th seed. So I could see an early matchup, Carolina Panthers versus the Vikings, which I don't know. I think that'd be pretty good. If I would want a matchup, I would love to play the Carolina Panthers. I don't think they're all that of a team.
Well, you know what? I have to first make a disclaimer because you said that. The disclaimer being, all right, we are sorry, all of you Vikings fans out there who did not want to hear about the Packers disclaimer being, okay, technically they are on top of the NFC North. Oh my
Aaron
God.
Rodgers, the best quarterback.
Blah, 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 Gruden grinder, blah, 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 masturbation, blah. Yeah, it's terrible. God, those guys. Christ. Anyway, sorry. Go
You
ahead.
gotta love him.
I don't.
You know what the shitty thing is?
I-
Honestly, well over half my friends are old Packer fans, so it's like, Jesus.
What? Yeah, you live.
It's
in
never ending with me, man. It's never ending.
You live in Winona. God, man, I even here, working where I do and living where I do, I get inundated with Packer crap all the time. And you're 30 minutes closer, which, oh my God, I am so sorry.
What
man.
really gets me is a Packer fan saying, well, Jason, do you think the Packers are going to go undefeated this year?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God. That's way too early to be talking like that. I have a feeling 13 wins is definitely in the ballpark for them.
Right, with Zebra help, yeah, of course, yeah. They've already
Which
got
I
Zebra
don't
help
see the
for
Vikings
2.
getting 13 wins, so
Hey, man.
that's why
Right, exactly, because the
the
Zebras...
homer in me, wants me to. Honestly, I think that game that's going to come up November 22nd, I think it is at TCF, is it? Mm-hmm. I think the first game is in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I think that game's going to be a hell of a game. It always is, even if we got a shit team.
Yeah.
The players, you play harder, but I think that's going to be a hell of a game. One of the best games of the year, of the regular season, obviously, for the Vikings.
It will, yeah. Yeah, it has to be. It has. If it's another skunk out, you're going to see like vacant seats for those $10,000 stadium passes or whatever they're selling now. But because there's no reason to be there. If you can't play the Packers, what the hell are you doing? You know, it's just, what's our coach preaching? Is he preaching playing New Orleans every third year? I don't know.
That's another team that's holy shit went down the tubes real quick. New Orleans.
Oh my God. I seriously, in one of my fantasy leagues, somebody proposed a trade for Chris Ivory for Drew Brees, and I answered him with a laugh. That's all I could do. There was not even a response I could form that would encapsulate how derisive that trade offer was. Literally. You want me to trade Chris Ivory for Drew Brees?
I've been hearing rumors about teams trying to contact New Orleans about trading for Sean Payton. You're talking about they want at least a first-round pick, if not a second included in it.
Well, if you can get away with...
a whole nother Gruden situation going on here, or what? I got to feel bad for Breeze. He's 35, 36, and his shoulder is doing a Peyton Manning on him. I mean...
Right. But Peyton Manning is still managing to win games. He won versus the Vikings.
Defense.
Their defense is phenomenal. Let's not make any mistake. Their defense is phenomenal, and they beat the Vikings in a rather defensive game. Aside from a couple breakaways that we saw, they did beat the Vikings in a defensive game. But Manning makes the decisions, I guess you could say, because he makes those decisions really fast. He understands what defenses are presenting him. Well, you know what? You take away that one busted defensive play of ours. We're getting into breakdown territory already, but...
I was just going to say, we're going to talk about breakdown here in a little bit.
Yeah. We should probably reserve that now. Yeah. All right. So how about we go about the high-speed cruise around the NFL? The Colts kicked it off in Week 5 by narrowly defeating their not-so-arch rivals, the Texans, by a score of 27-20. Seriously, dude, after the Jags last week... How many more narrow games will the Colts squeak off against obviously, supposedly inferior teams? The Bears pulled off a gigantic upset against the newly vaunted Chiefs by a score of 18-17. This would be a heartwarming story if it involved Tobey Maguire, but as it is, a shitty team won by a point over a decent team. Let's leave it at that. Cincy kept its rock rolling over, where are they now, Sea Chickens, by a score of 27-24. The Skins managed to make it close versus the Red Hot Hawks by a score of 25-19. The Jags lost in the first quarter NFL Toilet Bowl to the Bucks by a score of 38-31 in a game that looked like a girls' 9-man football matchup. The Aints got destroyed like any hope of their legacy by another team without a sniff of legacy, the Beagles, by a score of 39-17. The Browns, the frickin' Browns,
Yes, the Browns.
managed to pull off an OT win against the Ravens, 33-30. Only the second or third time in 7 years. Was it second time in 7 years? I think it was. Maybe third. Anyway, it doesn't matter in that they have won against them, period. The Rams lost to some team that sucks and everyone hates and that doesn't wear green and gold and is full of beer and overpriced nachos.
And the Rams kicker sucks.
Right. The Bills narrowly avoided defeat and established themselves as a mid-card powerhouse against the Titans 14-13. The Cards made fun of the Lions' attempt to recover a season by a score of 42-17. The Pats said basically, wow, you guys are really player-centric. Whomping of the hapless Cowboys 30-6. The Broncos, entirely the Broncos, managed to pull double field goal kung fu grip action against the up-and-coming Raiders. The Niners narrowly lost to the equally unsurprising Giants, 30-27. Yeah, it's a game that really, I don't think anybody outside of those two cities ever cared about. And the Steelers stealed one Monday night against the Chargers, 24-20. The highlighted games.
All right, one that I do want to talk about is the Seahawks-Bengal game.
God, the Bengals are freaking on fire. I think Andy Dalton really has better vision since he stopped wearing a helmet and started just painting stripes in his head.
Yep.
He's been on fire. He's outscored Brady like every week he's played so far. It's crazy, and I keep not starting him. I have like Brady and Dalton in 2 leagues, and I keep not starting him. And every time I don't, he outscores Brady. It's like, Christ, what's going on?
Dalton and Manning. And I was like, well, he's playing the Raiders this week, so he'll get me about 302 touchdowns. And I figure, well, Dalton, the 4-0, they got to come crashing here now. They got Seahawks coming into town. I still can't believe the Seahawks 5 games in, the secondary has yet to record an interception.
Right. Legion of what? Legion of fruit, maybe? I don't know. They've been exposed.
I think they're smoking something in Seattle.
Right.
Woo!
It's legal there.
Hey, man.
No, seriously.
That ain't joy, man. That's a toothpick.
The Cincinnati rise has been surprising to me, too, because, like I said, I've had Dalton and Brady in 2 leagues, and Dalton has been outperforming Brady. And the Patriots are also 5-0. They're on an amazing streak, but Dalton has been on fire, and I don't know what's causing it. I don't know. He's never had the physical presence or skills that have caused a quarterback to do that good in that short a period. So I have no idea what's causing this. It's mystifying. It's like Doctor Strange took over Andy Dalton's body and said, by the eye of Shoggoth, we will have touchdowns. It's like he's scoring 27 points a game. It's like, my God, if I had been starting him, I would be winning way more than I have been because my fantasy season is in ruins with all my teams. I don't get it.
Hair grow out. It's that easy.
Well,
the longer the hair, the more fire.
Red mullet. Yeah, I get that. I get the red mullet. But, what does he have? AJ Green and Giovanni Bernard? Because Jeremy Hill's been doing dick.
So my money league that I'm in, first 2 picks, I selected Marshawn Lynch and Jeremy Hill.
Dude, you know how many leagues? I have 2 leagues with Marshawn, and trust me, I know about disappointment. It's like my own marital life, apparently. But, we won't talk about that. But, yeah, choosing Marshawn was a bust this year. But Gio has been great. Jeremy Hill, I had him last year.
I tell you what, though, my star pick in every league I got is Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley has been lighting it up. He will
be the rookie of the year most likely at the end of the season here.
He has been as good as a rookie running back as I've ever seen come out. He's been just remarkable.
He was my number one prospect coming out this year.
Oh, totally
I didn't care. That was my guy.
Right. The only problem with Todd Gurley would be if we stuck him behind a Vikings O-line as it stands, he would have 3.5 yards a carry and suck. Now, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, he wouldn't need to be doing what he's doing right now.
Right.
You'd have Peterson.
Well,
Peterson and Gurley, oh my God. Right. One pick away, that could have happened.
Yeah, it's understandable, but, I understand where we picked why we did, because Gurley has been great for St. Louis, but St. Louis has a cohesive line. They're not the best in the world. I'm not going to say, they're the Denver Broncos Super Bowl line, but they're good. They can make holes.
It's just, to me, Todd Gurley at 10 and Trey Waynes at 11. If you even try and tell me Trey Waynes is close to the player as Todd Gurley, you're crazy. All the film I watched on Gurley, that guy is a stud. He's a man. Again,
let me reference back to Tom Moore and Pete Bursis' conference today. Their Q&A with all the VikeFans.com questions and answers. Coaches don't ever look past one game in the future. That's just how it is. You never look past your next game, right? GM's jobs are to look at the whole picture and put something together, right? So Spielman's job is not to look at, hey, will Todd Gurley supplant AP or will another guy come up before we're done, right? And by the same token, who can we have to impact play like Harrison Smith at the safety position? And so you end up getting a Trey Waynes who is raw but available and can be molded and is being molded by probably the best person to ever coach defensive backs in the NFL. So you get him in your backfield. He's there, he's available, and he's working and getting those reps and experience that you need, which, again, later on, Bursic commented on how much you need that experience and those reps to become as fast and good and brilliant at what you do as you are. And I see that in Waynes. So I'm okay with Waynes being, a prospective pick that they put in there instead of Gurley, because we have somebody who can give us a few years to develop a new back. Because
Gurley is one of them rare ones, though.
He's rare, but rare ones always come out.
St. Louis would have passed on him, they probably would have traded the pick away, but the smart thing would have been to take the pick. But it is what it is. It didn't happen, blah, 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 blah.
Sure. Right.
We got Trey Waynes, which we need. It's going to help out our secondary depth, which for one time,
for the
first time in a long time, man, we can actually say we got actually a pretty solid secondary, except for strong safety position. I'm playing musical chairs in that position right now. It sounds like maybe Exum might even get to start this week after Sendejo is still banged up. He is back at practice today a little bit.
Right.
Blanton looks like he's on the wrong side of the coach's relationship.
He is, because Blanton does not play Zimmer football. He doesn't attack the ball. He kind of receives the ball. And you don't want a receiver as your safety. It's just not going to work.
I tell you what, man, when this season is done and it's in the off season, I'm going to really like doing my scouting in the safety class coming out, because that's one of the first picks is going to be a strong safety. I can already feel it, just the way that we don't have a guy in there. I mean, otherwise he would be playing that position.
Right.
So it's definitely a position in need. We got such a stud in Harrison Smith. If we're going to sign him to an extension, I would imagine either that or franchise.
Yeah, you better.
Take him, So the offensive line,
if we don't
still have Yankee in the practice squad, even though he's been a disappointment yet. We got Searles in a trade. We got the other guy in the trade with Hodges for a center role. So it's still another tackle is probably needed, nose tackle. But my number one need right now so far in the first quarter of the season is going to be a strong safety next to Harrison Smith.
Right. All right. So, saying all this, do we need to break down the Vikings-Broncos game?
I don't know. I'm sure everyone kind of got the whole feel about how that game went. And
right. Okay.
Yeah, a loss is a loss. It wasn't a good loss. Like Zimmer says, I don't believe in moral
victories. Yep.
Yeah,
I get
that
you.
wasn't.
Yeah. I totally get you. So we'll skip the actual breakdown. Well, we'll play the music. Let's do the music because people like that music. So injury updates in the NFL.
In the BFL.
In the BFL or the HFL if you're in the Horns Up League. Where were you last week, sir? Do tell.
I was out indefinitely with a knee injury. I had to go get a second opinion on a feared torn ACL. Come out to be a sprained knee with a partially torn meniscus. Oh, man, I just don't have the moves like I used to have, man. And I tried making that cut, and the thing just went pop. And it dropped me down to the damn ground. I was out for the rest of the game. You know, I felt like I pulled a goddamn Cutler out of my team. I let my team down. I let my sponsors down. I just want to give a shout out to Dungy's Tavern. You guys been there for everything, and I just bailed on everybody. It was just a complete shit show out there. It was just terrible out there. And then the worst thing about it is I try and get a hold of my insurance, and I tell them about my knee injury, and then I tell them, you know, I don't know if it's a knee injury or if it's leprosy or what it is. You know, maybe I was born with it. I don't know. Maybe it's leprosy. And they're all telling me, we don't cover leprosy. And I said, well, what kind of insurance do I have? Some bullshit insurance that I got going on here. You don't cover leprosy, knee injuries. It was a complete disaster last week, but I tell you what, the last couple of days I've been coming around. Feeling good, feeling healthy, but I think I'm gonna have to retire from the BFL, the old backyard football league. All good things must come to an end. I think I'm gonna hang her up. You know, I can't do it anymore.
It's okay, man.
God damn it! I love the game, but I gotta go out. Gotta go out.
Fucking shit, dude. That's great. That's great. Sorry, that's not great. That's an amazing story.
It frickin' hurt, I tell you that. Holy shit.
Dude, I told him.
The worst thing about it is I tried doing a Karate Kid kick that night, and my dumbass, I landed on the wrong leg, and then it buckled out again on me, and they're all laughing at me.
Why were you trying to karate kick like that?
Because I was trying to be a man. If that kid can get up and kick some ass in a bunk leg, why couldn't I just do a little crank kick, you know? And it's like, geez, I can't even do that. That's how old I am.
Dude, I went through so many knee injuries in my football career, my young and unfulfilled burgeoning football career, that, you know, even my orthopedist was like, yeah, it was only a matter of time until you got here with this. You know, I mean, I went through tons of knee injuries, right? The worst was I tore my MCL trying to throw a buddy into a lake and get in, knocking my head on the car door. And he thought the thump that he heard from my head, he thought that was like my head, and I'm like, no, I actually didn't leave a dent in your car. That was the sound of my tendon snapping in my knee.
My God.
Yeah, and I could barely play Monopoly. I wasn't going to Karate Kid shit that night. And we were at a lake, we were partying. It's like, I'll sit here in a chair and not move. That's how it was. So, hey, kudos to you for trying to Karate Kid.
Well, I was totally crane technique, you know. I was come on, Mr. Miyagi, I feel ya. Come on, get with me. Yeah. Wax on.
This is why you fail.
Go down, stay down.
Yes, when Crane tears a knee ligament, you have to go to drum technique and just punch him in the face. That's kind of what it is. So
no, it was just more like the go to bed technique.
Go to bed technique works even better for all those.
But I have officially retired
from the BFL.
Right. You know, I set numerous records. hold the most touchdowns in a game, most career touchdowns. I also have the most interceptions thrown in a game. I don't give a damn, you know. If you can grip it, rip it. Rip that son of a bitch. That's what I did, and that's what I did my last day I played.
This is why we don't have Jason Bridgewater as our quarterback.
I was feeling the beast, and then my knee wasn't feeling the beast. I tell you that. I think just
right. Or Marshawn Barham is not a thing. Yeah, right. We got it.
No.
We got it. We understand. Are you feeling better now, though? That's the question. Are you good now?
I'm coming around, man. I'm coming around.
All right, good,
But
good.
I hope this weekend coming up, I got my show in the band I'm doing, and I was hoping to do some fun things, jump around, and I don't think I'm going to be jumping around. I'm just happy I'm not going to be sitting down in a chair playing my gig here. So
Right. Well, here you go, because we're going to look at this coming week with time to roll the bones and look forward at week 6 for the Vikings. We are playing the Chiefs, which, considering they lost to the Bears last week, might seem a lookover game, but totally not, because, hey, you know what? Andy Reid's mustache has lost weight. You know, there's a thing there. But against the Chiefs, they lost that 1-point game to the Bears. That was without Jamal Charles, who went out in the game with a torn ACL, and he's going to be out for the rest of the year, apparently. We also have to deal with Alex Smith, who has he has a quarterback. Seriously, this guy has an arm like that overcooked rice noodle in your.
I don't know. I'm feeling like I got one more game in me. Put me in, Andy.
Right, there you go. Right, with your underweight mustache. But by the same token, the Chiefs have averaged 343 total yards versus our 301. 233 passing yards per game versus our 165, but we've averaged 136 rushing yards, even with them having Jamal Charles, versus 109 per game average for them. So what's your take on week 6 versus the Chiefs?
Well, them stats that you're just talking about right there, obviously we've been getting in the heavy dose here in the last couple games, especially with Peterson getting back in the fold and getting back in pure football shape. You know that he is 30 and he had the year off. It did take him a little bit to get going. Another thing that's apparent is our offensive line is not consistently given enough time for Bridgewater to stand back and pass. He does get times, but we have been playing some teams with some really good pass rush, especially the last game against Denver. So, which probably has the best pass rush, in the league right now. So that's probably going to be the worst. You're going to see that.
Not probably. Denver has the best pass rush in the NFL. I mean, they are. Ware got injured this last week, but they are phenomenal. When they played us, they were at their peak, you know, and without the Ware injury, they were premier, no doubt, the top pass rush in the NFL. So, yeah, there's that.
They got Houston here yet, and that Kansas City defense.
They do have a good rush. They do have a good, solid Team D. They have a solid Team O. I get that. You
know, they got Eric Berry. He came back from the cancer, the whatever you want to call it, leukemia.
Right. Yep.
So it's nice to see him come back. Marcus Peters, the rookie, actually the rookie that I liked a little better over Trey Waynes. Something that I was hoping that we kind of would trade back. But he's looking like the best corner besides Darby from Buffalo, who Darby ended up being a second-round pick because of Florida State scandal. Imagine that, you know, some little drama going on.
No.
But anyways, Peters is a good corner. It's not sure if Wallace is going to play yet. It was reported last week before the bye week officially happened that Wallace took himself out of the game with a knee injury, and he still is banged up, has a brace on his knee. He participated, but not fully in practice, but Charles Johnson did, so that's a plus. Looking like we might get Charles Johnson back for this week's game.
Right.
Don Terry Poe already has been ruled out for the game. Their nose tackle, huge force in the middle.
Yeah, it's that's actually a big loss for them.
Besides Houston and Holly, their outside linebackers, it's not too good of a defense right now, and actually I think they're ranked in the mid to lower 20s overall.
Right, they are.
Defense. So we got a good chance here. We had a bye week. Good chance to be aggressive and be the attacker in this point. And we play pretty good at home. It's something that we're going to have to start learning, though, is to play better on the road. We've been playing like crap on the road. But like I said, coming off a bye, we're playing at home. We're going against a defense that's struggling right now. I like everything that we got going for us with the running game and Peterson. I just look forward to take not too many chances and keep the ball rolling with Peterson in this part of the game, of the breakdown here in this week's game.
I agree. I really do. I really agree. Their defense has been decimated. Their offense has been gutted by the loss of Jamal Charles. And nobody wants to say, kudos for us, your offense is lacking because your star player got injured. Nobody wants to say that, really. Let's be honest. We're humans.
Second ACL, man, that sucks for him.
We're humans, but Terry Allen came back from two ACLs and led the NFL in rushing for a year after he came back. So it's possible. Jamal Charles, you can still have a career. It's not like we're condemning you. But this week, without you, hey, you know what? It's our defense against Alex Smith's noodle ass arm, because Alex cannot. Seriously, I've never seen Alex Smith throw a ball more than 20 yards with any accuracy. Seriously, if you put a barn 21 yards from where he's throwing a ball with no rush, he would not hit that thing. He's terrible at that. He can't throw a long ball. He can throw underneath passes, but with the way we've shifted our defense, especially going away from Hodges and going to Kendricks and moving towards that more attacking defense, we're attacking the underneath routes. We're attacking the people who make those kind of routes against us. And in previous Viking history, we've never done that, at least in the last 8 years or so, I think. Yeah. So we're going to see, attacking and bumping and just trying to keep them from doing those constant slants and bubble screens and all that other crap that we normally used to be decimated by especially in the late quarters. I see us literally getting up on top of Kansas City, because without Jamal Charles, what do you got?
Macklin's going to be swarmed by Xavier Rhodes. He's taken out of the game.
Yeah, Macklin.
Kelsey. Kelsey's either going to be covered by Barr or Kendricks, which I'm finally happy that they gave the job to Kendricks. I was bummed out to find out that remember we talked about this on week 1 about giving Hodges to start at middle linebacker.
Right.
I just felt Kendricks was ready to do this, but maybe it was planned. We don't want to have to put him in there.
Right.
We just want to make sure he's ready and they feel confident.
Right.
And now that he's the starter middle linebacker, he's going to be a 3-down player. His snaps are obviously going to go dramatically up. I feel like Kendricks will be, barring an injury, God, I'm knocking on wood here, he will be one of the top 5 candidates for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Without a doubt.
I am inclined to agree with you on that. Based on the upcoming game and what it can do for him, here's my, I guess you'd call it my coin toss into the hat at this point. Eaton coming in. He was rated PFF's number 1 preseason center, and we're bringing him in to back up Berger. how long before we just move Berger over to one of the other positions that need help, like our right guard or our left guard, and say, all right, here you go, Eaton, you got the job?
That's next year. I don't feel that.
You don't think it's going to be this year?
No, I think that pickup was for. I want to say Berger was a 1 or 2 year contract, and he barely even signed that.
Right.
They had to give him a little more money just because they knew his versatility in the offense, playing center and guard, so they can move him around.
Right.
But Sullivan's getting to the age that it's kind of a wait and see, or if they feeling pretty confident about him, then they won't draft a center type of guard player. They'll. I feel that they're going to go after another tackle because of Load-Holt.
Well, there's what you said right there, was that they picked up Eaton, who was the PFF #1 center in the NFL in preseason.
That's preseason.
That's preseason, yes, it is. But he's a developmental prospect at center, and they feel highly enough about him to pick him up on waivers before I'm sorry, not on waivers, but before he went to waivers for a 6
They wouldn't have got him on waivers, is what they felt like. Another good thing is what we talked about is your center's got to be the smartest guy in the line.
He's got to be.
And he's a Harvard guy. Harvard.
Right. Matt Burke. He graduated from Harvard. Lightning comes from the sky. Yeah. That's just how it goes. So I think we picked him up as future insurance because Sully has been injured. Not Matt, but Sully has been injured for like 2 out of the last 3 years.
It's like every other year he's injured, he's not. We get lucky, we don't, Right. Hopefully we get him back here in 3 to 4 weeks. It sounds like he's already doing some workouts on the sideline, getting in shape a little bit. So everything's looking promising for him to come back. And
right. So Sully,
3 to 4 weeks when he's eligible to return.
You got a year or 2 left under your belt, according to what we're seeing here. So you know, invest your money wisely, make room for you and your family to the future, and Mr. Young Harvard will come up behind you is what it's looking like, because we are so thin at oil right now. That's the only, really, looking at the Chiefs game, the only thing I can see that could hurt us is the OL. Because literally in every category, other than Jeremy Maclin, which Mike Wallace is probably equivalent to, fantasy-wise.
Yeah, that's pretty close to a push.
Close. But, yeah, every other category on the field, we win this game. And so I can't see anything but... And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say 35-20.
I'm close. I'm 31-13.
35-21 is what
I don't see no way Kansas City scores over 13 points.
Really?
No way.
Okay.
I mean, they're just going to pressure Smith. What's he going to do? Dump it off to Macklin?
He will a lot, but they also have.
It ain't going to happen.
They have a tight end. What's his name? I can't remember.
Kelsey,
yeah. He'll dump it off to Kelsey, and so I think they'll get 21 out of that. So I'm going to go 35-21.
Yeah, I just feel Kansas City will not get over 13 points. We're going to force over 2 to 3 turnovers, and out of 2 or 3 of them turnovers, we're going to get 7 to 10 points off of that, and I feel we're at least good for 17, 21 points of pure offense.
I agree that Alex Smith himself will account for at least 6 points on our defense. He seriously will, because Alex Smith has a shitty arm. He's just not good. Anything over 10, 15 yards, you're risking it with him. And a pick six is a total possibility, and I think we might get one. So I'm going to give, that's why I'm saying 35-21. Because I think Kansas City will have some gash attacks that we're not ready for, because Andy Reid's a good coach. As much as I hate him, as much as I despise Andy Reid because of his Packer association, his mustache has lost weight, and he's figured out how to run more efficient offenses. So I think he'll between him, Macklin, and their tight end, they'll get 21 on us, but it'll be garbage time. It'll be like, what you said, 13 points, 14 points until garbage time. Then they'll tag one on there when we're already running away with the game. Just because I think our defense will abuse them, and I think our offense will exploit them. I really do think this is a great matchup for us. And if we don't win this, shit is going to go south.
Yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't purely dominate this game. I mean, coming out of the bye week, we're getting some guys kind of healthy back, get their mentality back, getting the mental state to hit the second. Well, it's not even the second half of the season, but
right.
Normally after the bye week, it's like, all right, here's the stretch. Here's the run. We're going to get ourselves ready to make a push for the playoffs,
But we're facing
here it is. It's go time. This is the second year for Zimmer. We don't have no drama going on. We got everything. I mean, yeah, we got some injuries on the offensive line. But besides that, this is a push to make a playoff team.
It is.
Before it starts right here.
It is. It really is, because this team is vulnerable, especially without Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles is one of the best running backs in the league. Let's make no mistake. Let's not undercut him at all. He is one of the most valuable people in the league because he's the only thing that keeps Kansas City offense going. Literally, you look at us the last 3 years, not barring last year, I'm saying. So that's why I said the last 3 years, not the last 2. Everybody stacked 8 in the box because we had AD, right? And we had a shitty quarterback to back him up, right? Everybody in the league has been stacking 8 in the box against Kansas City because of Jamal Charles. He's a very, very good back, and he's gone. And this is apparently our chance. This is our window where he's not there and they haven't discovered anybody, and we need to take advantage of that and collapse and make sure that we don't make another budding running back look like a Pro Bowler. That's
I'm just hoping to see TJ Clemens have a better game. I know he got beat up pretty bad against Ware and Von Miller, but I mean, like we already said, that's the best defensive line and linebacking core. That pass rush, really, because they run a 3-4. And, like, another thing we talked about the last game, we are facing another 3-4 defense.
Right. Right. You got to stop that blitz. 3-4 defenses are all predicated upon blitz packages because you can't rush 3 against 5 and expect to win unless your offensive line sucks so bad. So it's all watching blitzes, especially A-gap blitzes. And we have to watch that. And I think we've got the experience now that we can actually pick that up. I hope so. If we don't, well, fuck it. We're going to die.
It'll be a long season.
It will be, yeah, because if you cannot pick up an A-gap blitz against a 3-4, you're not doing your job. That's just all there is to it. You have to hire a new OL coach and build up again. That's all there is to it, man. 3 against 5 with 2 linebackers blitzing, and that makes it 5 against 5. Learn your assignments, bitches. Seriously, man.
Shit straight. And next week,
we
talk about...
How about week 6? Can we talk about week 6 next week?
Yeah, totally week 6.
Week 6.
Totally not going to be weak in week 6.
We should not be. If we are back here lamenting our loss to the Chiefs, something has gone horribly wrong, so let's fix it.
No, I should definitely have a guest on next week. I had one kind of lined up, but everything that happened...
We've got some great guests
planned last week, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Tune in next week. We're gonna have a lot better show.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some.
Hey, come on,
I don't know
man.
if I'll get a refund or not, but he's coming up here in the next couple of weeks for his great insight.
Hey, what was your score prognosis? You said you didn't see Kansas City scoring more than 17.
31 to 13. What about
31 to 13?
What's that site you always get? The one that just makes it up. The computer.
Oh, Cortana.
Cortana.
But yeah, no, Cortana. I don't know what Cortana is forecast this week, but we'll find out. Meantime, the rest of you out there, stay safe, stay well. We have plenty more guests coming on.
Sure, we'll get Tom Moore on here too.
Of course.
Tom Moore.
He's going to be on here as well. Who knows who else will come from that? But that being said, it's been our bye week, first quarter retrospective, future introspective. Horns up, I guess. That's I guess what you could say, right?
Horns up.
Horns up. Right. It's been Al, the Rockstar Hyrung, and Jason,
The Beast.
Barham. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
It's been real. It's been fun. Peace.